and welcome to the second Irish Auditing and Accounting Supervisory Authority Audit Committee briefing. We hope you find this morning informative and that you come away with a better understanding of your role as Audit Committee members and of the developments you can expect to see in the area of audit and financial reporting over the short to medium term. First of all, our disclaimers. So the views expressed today are our own and our panel members and other speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views of the authority, the board, or the staff of IAASA. This presentation, extracts or sections thereof, may not be published or distributed to any third party without the express permission of IAASA, and this event will be recorded to be uploaded on IAASA's website. So, by attending this briefing, you are giving permission for any contributions you make to be recorded and uploaded to IAASA's website. And slides from this session will be circulated afterwards. In order to make this briefing as engaging as possible, for some of the sessions we will be using Slido. This will allow you to participate in polls as well as pose questions to speakers. And you can pose those questions either under your own name or anonymously. This year, Slido is now built into our online presentation platform, so there is no need to input your responses on your phone or the app, just complete them on screen. Similar to last year, we will have questions for a number of sessions and we will be uploading them throughout the sessions. But please feel free to raise any questions yourself and we will try to get to them in the Q&A at the end of each session. So we opened up this morning's session with 2 Slido questions which you were encouraged to complete while you're in the waiting area. So to remind you again of those, the first is what do you hope to get from this year's briefing? And then going forward, what format will audit committee meetings take? Will they be physical, will they be virtual, or will they be hybrid? So we're going to give you a chance to respond to those now, and in the meantime, we will take you through this morning's agenda. So after I finish, my colleague Lisa Campbell will give an update on the regulatory landscape. She'll be followed by Martin Kelly. He will give an overview of the audit report, its key messages, what it's trying to say, and also the issues that can arise and the issues that we've observed as part of our regulatory regime. Then we will have the panel session on audit reporting, audit expectations, and the annual report, and then we'll take a brief break. Following the break, more colleagues, Barry Murphy and Kieran Leddy, will give an update on the work of our audit quality unit and its ongoing and prospective engagements with audit committees. And finally, we will have Alain Deckers as a guest speaker from the European Commission. He's head of unit in DG FISMA, overseeing audit, corporate reporting, and credit rating agencies. And he will be giving an EU perspective on regulation and financial reporting. So just to note, we have had a very late change in our agenda. Unfortunately, Ken Bowles, who was supposed to speak on sustainability reporting and the audit report, has taken ill at short notice. But what that does mean is we will be finishing slightly earlier than scheduled at 11:35. So we've one further question we want you to reflect on over the course of this morning. And then we'll see what themes are arising at the end of the briefing. And that question is, what do you see as the greatest challenge facing audit committees in 2022? So we might now go back and look at the answers coming in to our first 2 questions. So the first question, what do you hope to get from this year's briefing? Well, insight. I hope we'll be able to provide you with all sorts of insights, both from our guest speakers, our panelists, and indeed the IAASA team as well. Updates and information concerning recent developments, and we will be covering that throughout, both from a European perspective and from a national perspective. And indeed, Lisa, who's coming up, is going to cover some of that. Experience, advice, and knowledge. We'll have a wealth of that from our panelists, and I'm looking forward to that session myself to get their perspectives. How audit committees perhaps can bring better challenge and how they could be more effective. Again, we have very experienced audit committee members and very experienced audit partners, and they can speak to that as well. Updates on best practice, a lot of stuff there about updates. We will provide as much information as we can, both on what's happening currently and what's happening, or what are the proposals, especially the European proposals that are coming down the track in terms of corporate sustainability and the single electronic format, the single access point, all those sorts of things. And I suppose to understand what audit committees want from the external auditors, again, our audit committees and external auditor panelists will hopefully be able to provide good insight in relation to all of that. So if we might move on to the second question, which talked about the format for audit committee meetings. So 88% are saying they will be hybrid. So that does reflect, I suppose, the fact that audit committees could be international or perhaps have people from all over the country. And there are certainly savings and efficiencies in terms of time and money in having hybrid meetings. All virtual 9% and all physical just 3%. So some of the debate there has been maybe around some of the inefficiency in a hybrid meeting and the challenges of hybrid meetings. Clearly, that's not something that audit committees appear to be overly worried about, and hybrid seems to be the way we're going to take this forward. So they were great, and thank you very much for those.